All right, time for another bulletproof video. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to enter the first visit subjective notes. All right, and we're going to do a history, we're going to do the basic information, and a review of systems. So to make this easy and more efficient, you're going to actually send the new patient, the paperwork, the intake paperwork before they come in for their first visit. I've designed the paperwork to match the direction and flow of the software so that it makes it much easier and faster for either the doctor or even the staff to enter that information. That's going to be a lot easier and more efficient. So we'll send it to it either by email or put it with the paperwork on a website and let them know ahead of time, hey, print it out, fill it out ahead of time at home or at the office, bring the completed paperwork to your first visit. And we warn them, if you're not able to do that, your printer breaks, you run out of ink or whatever, no problem, just show up 45 minutes earlier for your appointment. That is our gentle way of warning them that if they don't fill it out ahead of time, they're going to be sitting in that waiting room for a while filling it out. That usually sends the message and they understand it. All right. So when they come into the office, your staff or the doctor can greet the patient and ask if they had a chance to do the paperwork. If they did, hopefully they did, the doctor or the CA can actually look at the paperwork. I want you to actually look at every page, making sure that the patient completed the paperwork properly and thoroughly. If they skipped a few things, no problem. Just thank them for taking the time to fill out most of it and hand it back to them and ask them to please fill out the rest of it, which may take them between 1 and 5 minutes. No big deal, all right? I don't want that patient going into the doctor's room until that paperwork has been completed. That way we're going to keep the doctor's time more efficient. Once the patient goes into the room with the doctor is simply going to review that paperwork with the patient. In other words, the doctor is going to read it all back to the patient. Now remember, you are still the doctor, so every now and then a question may arise and you may ask other questions, but the basic information of that history is going to be there that the patient already filled out. So again, the software follows the paperwork and vice versa, so it makes it much easier and much faster to enter the information. Here's how it works. Okay, you log into the program with a username and password. Click on the patient's name, the incident, and new visit. The program will default to today's date. All right, so if this is a different date, then make sure you go to the calendar up there. And you come up to this page, subjective complaints, to start with the first complaint. All right, so this is neck pain. It's the whole neck, meaning not off to one side. Gradual onset, the date. Again, all of this is already done on the paperwork, so you're just following along the paperwork, you or your staff doing this. Quality of pain for that, not radicular, worse in the morning and the evening. And now we get to the outcome questionnaires. You're going to put in the score for whatever outcome questionnaire you gave the patient. Then you document for any prior treatment. Again, this is all in the paperwork. If there's any additional comments you want to make, just type it in that text box there. If there's a new symptom, another symptom, just click on Save and Next Symptom, or just go up to Subjective Complaints, click on the next symptom, let's say lower back pain. Intensity, so this is on the right lower back. Intensity is a 5, 50% of the time. Sudden onset, length of time in days, weeks, months, or even years. If it was trauma, check off the trauma box, write in what happened. What makes the lower back pain worse? Again, just follow along the paperwork, whatever the paperwork said. What relieves the symptom of lower back pain? Document that. The quality of the pain. Was it radicular? Yes. Okay, let's say right buttocks, right posterolateral thigh. It's worse, doesn't matter the time of day, and the outcome questionnaire score. Again, prior treatment. If there was any prior treatment, just document that and any additional comments that you want to make. Basic info is going to be surgical history, trauma history, all right, family health history. Again, all of this is on the paperwork that the patient completed for you ahead of time. Job description for social occupational. I broke this down in the paperwork to make it easier for you. Medications. All right, you can type in the name of the medication here. So I click on new medications, type in the medication and the reason they're taking it. And then the software is going to actually save that so that each time that we can add something to it. Click on that arrow. If you have systems, okay, there's 10 different systems. The patient already did this on paperwork. All right, I defaulted to negative, so that way just go to the ones that they checked off as positive and just enter what they put on the paperwork. Nice and easy. Now I want you to do this also. I want you to always click on the assessment button here, especially if you think you're going to be pausing and not finishing the note at one time. You want to come back to it. So you save it and you come back. You have to go up to the top here and click on assessment, because the program is going to automatically calculate for you what the assessment is. You've got to do that. Same thing with treatment plan and goals. You want to make sure you click on those two tabs so the calculations are done before you exit out of the program. Okay. So in this case, we go to assessment and treatment goals. Calculations are made, and then we can exit out of there. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at Dr. Greg, spelled with 2 G's at the end of Greg, at thebulletproofchiro.com.